Irontrader, and it's the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at crude oil, WTI, and Brent on a daily and on a weekly chart. We'll take a look here at natural gas, at Bitcoin, and then we'll take a look here at the old indexes. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock on ETF. Please like to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily chart, your weekly chart, and this is WTI. We'll look at Brent next, okay? So you can see Friday we hit this low of 67.04 level, okay? Today we have what they hit, just a little bit higher, but we're right into that 8-day simple moving average. Now, if we lose this key level right here, okay, this 67.04 level here, then what we're going to do is we're going to look right to the left of the chart here, okay? We'll take a look at this area here. So 67.04, then we're going to be looking for here next is going to be right here, okay? So what we got there is going to be 66.48 level. That's going to be next. And then we'll come to the top of that candle. We're looking at 63.57 level. And then we're going to come right over here to your 62.36. And then we have this nice 61.87 there for the old retest, okay, if it keeps right on getting hammered now. Now, on the upside here, we're watching this 8-day very, very closely. 69.62. That's going to be very, very critical. We have to get above that. If we do, then we can come out right to the next level, which is going to be 7.19. We'll come up here, which is going to be 71.60. We venture all the way up here at that 72.50 level, and then we have that 73.96. Now, we have this right here. This is going to be very, very critical. This is 70.63. So if we can get above this key 8 SMA here, then this is your main target that you're looking for is that 70.63. We get above that, here's your next target. Is going to be 72.37 and then 73.96 here. But always look at these candles, the high, the low, and close, because those are also become resistance. Now, if we get above that 50-day, we get above this here, key 200-day, then we'll be looking for the 200-day here at that 74.73, and that's going to be on your weekly chart. We get above that, we got a pretty good clear shot there to that 21-day. Now, here's the thing. When the futures open here at 6 p.m. here, this is not going to be 78.01. This is going to be coming lower here. So as if this would rally up here, that's going to provide very, very strong resistance. Now you can see here, we can go to like an oversold condition, little bars moving up here. This is not oversold yet, and this is not oversold yet. So again, what you want to do is just trade it, okay? That's all I did today is I just scalped the UCO, okay? I'm not on the short side unless we start losing Friday's low at that 67.04, okay? Now, right here, we get above that 8-day. We have a nice good shot at that 100-day and that 50-day, but realistically, that 200-day, that's going to be your nice big target kind of a situation, but there's a lot of resistance, so you just want to trade this whole situation. Now, a relief rally, this is not going to be out of the question here at all. We've had a really, really, big time sell-off here from 119 all the way down to 68 kind of a situation. Now, remember, the Straits of Hormuz, that's they have a peace agreement and they're doing this and doing that. So right now it's coming on off here. But if you look at the UGA, which is the gasoline ETF, that is rallying. Okay, so just got to be paying very, very close attention to that. So when I say the gas prices are going to be coming way off, I don't think so anytime soon here because you got this summer driving going on. And I look at my area, we got this cherry festival on I've seen people here before, but wow, this was just absolutely crowds of people here coming on here up here. So, and they're from all different states because I like watching your license plates and see where everybody's from. So we had people all the way from Florida and from Texas, from California. So we have them from all over the country here coming up here to see, pay attention to the Cherry Festival, which goes all the way through Saturday there, okay? So again, we got that summer driving. So, I think the gas prices are going to stay right in the threes. But as far as crude oil here, bottom line here, just watch Friday's low. That's going to be very, very key, 67.04 on the downside. And then watch that key 8 SMA, 69.64. Once we get above it, then we can start hitting the rest of these targets, the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, and then we can hit this 200-day, and then we can hit that key 21-day. But don't look for too much. This is not going to the 90s anytime soon unless we have some kind of a reaction, some kind of a catalyst that's going to actually push it there. Okay, let's take a look now at Brent crude. Okay, here we have Brent crude. Okay, now you can see the same situation here, oversold condition here. This is not oversold yet, and this is not oversold yet. Now, again, what you have to look at here, now OPEC came out and they said that what they are going to do is they're going to start adding oil onto the market here. And basically, they're not really caring about the price right now. They're looking at their market share, okay? And that's the key. They got to get that market share. That is going to be key for them, okay? So what we're looking here is pretty much the same scenario as we had on WTI. Okay, so let's just big this up a little bit here. This is what we're looking on for the upside is 72.89. That's going to be very, very key. Next big level is going to be right there, 74.42. Then we'll come up here at that 50-day at 76.67. If we can get above that, we have this key 200-day, and then we have your 21-day right here. It lines up pretty nice at 79, which is right above this 200-day. So there's a lot of resistance. So if we get above this, just look for, one level to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. Don't look for it says, hey, oh, this is going back to 98, okay? Especially now when they're actually going to be adding a lot more crude now to the market to make up for it. Again, because if they're looking for the market share, they rather have the share, they can make it up on volume versus having the price, okay? Now, here on the downside, you're always going to be watching Friday's low. That's at 70.14 level, okay? Now, again, if we start getting below that 70.14 level, then we're going to be looking right here to the left of the chart here. We're going to be looking for that 67.65 level, possibly right there at 66.81. And we can venture all the way down here and down to the 63 level. And very, very easily that this could come right on back off, because when you look at this chart here, okay, there's nothing bullish about this. I mean, yes, this is oversold. This is oversold. This is not on a weekly basis. So this could hit this target here very easy. Now, again, that being said, a relief rally could be very, very much intact here if we can crack above that 8-day. That would get us started. That's the key. That would get you started. Doesn't mean it's going to here. That would get you started to go to the next level, which would be your 100-day. And then we got to see what the reaction is there. Then we got to see what your reaction is if it got to the 50-day, okay? Then what is your reaction if it gets here to that, 200-day, this 200-day, and that 21-day? So take one level at a time if you are trading this. Okay, let's take a look here now at Natgas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now you can see here we just have this sideways action. As long as we're holding this here, is area right through here. Just take the top of that. See, as long as we're holding that area right there, that roughly 314 area, you can see how at times that we hit it. As long as we're holding that, we're in good shape. Because our thing is too, we still have an uptrending chart going on here, okay? So we had this low here, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low. So we're still uptrending situation. It's just that we have sideways consolidation. Now pay attention to sideways consolidation, because the more sideways you get it, when we have a break, and when it breaks extremely hard, and you'll be able to tag this key 373 level very, very easily. You could probably tag this level up here, that 414 level, okay? You could get easy up there to that 416 and crawl all the way up here, all the way up to that 549 level. So again, when you build that, it builds energy, and when she cracks, she cracks. Of course, it can crack down here too, but I don't think not this time of the year. So on the downside, this is what we're watching here is that 324 level, and then we're watching right here as that 320. That's your 8-day and your 21-day. That's your support level. We lose that situation. This is what we're looking for right here, that 3.189. It's called 3.19. Okay, because look and see that 8-day, look how nice it's holding here so far. That's going to be very, very critical on a closing basis. Now, obviously, we lose that. We have the 303 level. We have the 3 level here, and then we have that 298. Okay, so now on the upside, well, we got to get back above here. Okay, 3.33, that's your 100 SMA here. And then we have that 3.38, so nothing's really changed. And then we have right up here, you have that 3.39, and then we have that 344, and that's going to be very, very critical. We have to close above that. Once we do, we got that 373 target, and that's where we're going to start ripping here once we get above that. But right now, sideways consolidation, just a trader's market. I do UNG for the long, KLD for the short. I'm not doing any shorts really. All I'm doing is just waiting for it to pull down. As long as we're holding the top of that candle, bring that right across here. Okay, so that's why these price channels, all these are just blue lines, and all they are just tops and bottoms of candles, which makes life very easy. So all you do is just take the top there. We're holding that area. That's all we need to do on a closing basis. Then we got a good shot at ripping up higher. Okay, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin, really, really good trading. BITX today, very, very nice. Now, the thing I like about the BITX, what I like it before, is it paid a lot bigger dividend before. There's no question about that. But the beauty about it is it's a $12 stock. Okay, it got as low as today as $11.22 and high as $12.23. Okay, really, really good trading. Now, the key is I bumped myself up here now to 7,500 shares, which I'm trading on the Bitcoin, on the BITX, because, it's being eventually, if we hang in this area, I'll probably bump that up to 10,000 shares. But it doesn't take much. I'm only looking for anywhere from 10 cents, 50 cents. Now, today was a really, really good trade. I got a lot more than that because I've been long here since this double bottom here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. It's just that double bottom situation, which we have. Now, what I like about this is here, we have positive divergence there, positive divergence that go in here on this RSI on the daily and your weekly, which is always nice. Also, now we're above this 8, above that 21. So this is key support. This is what you got to watch. There's a couple big levels. First of all, we got to watch is 63.56. That is your 200 SMA. Next big level, 62.481. Next big level is 60.63. Okay, that's what you got to watch. Okay, if we lose it, we come down to 57.850. We lose that, there's your target right there. Simple, 49.365. Okay, now it probably won't go exactly 49,365, but it could go 50,000 very easily, kind of a situation. Now, upside's going to be, we're starting to run into some traffic here. Okay, so right there, 65,487. That's at 8-day. That's going to be very critical. We have the retest of 67,360, which is basically just the top of that candle. Okay, then we come up there. Then we have that 21-day at 69,904. Then we start running into more traffic with the 100-day, and then with the 200 SMA here. But, big but here, see, we're forming a W pattern and we have this double bottom. That's double bottom is what brought me back into the trade along with this and along with this. Positive divergence, double bottom, 3 signals, boom, I am in. Now I'm going to be watching right here is that 65, 487. That's going to be very critical. Again, then that 67, then that 69 level, okay? But on the downside here, just really watch right here. You got to hold this 63.56 by Friday. That's key. If not, we have a support right there, 62 and change, and then 60,663 level, okay? So bottom line right now, I am long the BITX because we put this double bottom in here, and I'm going to see how it all trades. Now, again, if we lose this 57,850, then I will jump into the BITI, and I'll take a short ski. Okay, let's take a look at the indexes here. Okay, here we have the indexes. Now, we've got to be careful a little bit here because of Turnaround Tuesday, okay? Now, you take a stock like SpaceX, got a high as 167.89, boom, sold right off, got all the way down to 155.17, okay? So, again, that's a really good trader. Tesla went right into the 200-day, so if you're interested in Tesla or NVIDIA, or Google, I did a midday trading on that there. Tesla was a really good trade, and so far it went right into that 200-day, and then it's pulled back. So you got to get above that 200-day. Once you get above that 419 area, you can rally pretty hard right back to that 432, so you can make a lot of points. So always trade the charts. Now, we had negative divergence, but that is now negated because now this is right back here to where we are. Look at this beautiful chart. We're just all we do is look at this, just stair-stepping right on up here. Very nice. Then we made this high here of 50,052. Now, I was looking for 53,000. That's exactly what we got here. Now we can work ourselves up to 53.1, 53.5, 54,000, okay, if we keep right on rolling. The key is on the downside is this is what we want to watch. It's right here, the top of this candle right there, 52,655. We want to hold that situation, okay? Now, if we lose that situation, and then right here is your 8-day, your 21-day, your 50-day, your retest, your 100-day, and then we have your 200-day. Those are all your key support levels. Now, today we hit this low here of 52,648, okay? What do we have here? 655. See how nice that held right there? And then what did it do? Rallied up here, made a new high from Friday. Very nice here trading. So just, ride the wave, okay? You down. That's how I trade this. You down, ride the wave until, it hits. But, make sure you get off before it hits the shore because that's going to leave a mark. Okay. Now, here we have a W pattern. Okay, looking very nice. Now, if we can crack above here, now we got this high as 75.43. What we're looking for is 75.40. Okay, so we made it this a little bit higher. Now your next level is going to be right there, 75.64. Next level, 75.77, 75.98, and then 76.20. We get above that, you're going to go to that 7,700 mark very nicely. Now, negative divergence, pulled back nicely, boom. But now we're back above the 50-day, 21-day, and that 8-day. Very nice. Got plenty of room to run here. The green crossed over red, looking very nice. Now, your key support levels are right here, okay? You're going to watch that 8-day at 74.39. We're going to watch this 21-day, 74.37. Now, the 8-day crossed over. Very nice. Then we have support at 74.2, and then your big target, 72.37. Then we have your 100-day, 200 SMA here. Right now, we have this W pattern. Looks like we're going to be breaking back up here, at least to retest that 76.20. Now, same thing on the NASDAQ. Nice, good W pattern. Look at here, okay? Now we're just stuck right in this range, just like we're stuck right here. So we have to get above this candle here. That's at 26,261. Once we do, we'll come up to this next level, 26,561. Then we can rise up to here, 26.78. Then there's your next target, 26,923. And then there's the big boy, 27,190. Now, again, with these W patterns like this, once we break out of this neckline, all you do is take it from that neckline down here, and then you just do the flip ski, and that'll take us up to that 28,000 very, very easily. Okay, so downtime, this is what we're watching. Watching that 21-day right there. Okay, next level is going to be that 50 SMA. Okay, then the next level is going to be that nice 8-day sitting at 25,772 level. We lose that, we come down to the retest. I liked about this, see this double bottom? Nice, nice. And then back above here, now we're back above these three simple moving averages. We're back above all the super moving averages. Nice. We're back above all the simples, and we never left. We're all back, we're above all those. So this is looking really, really good. Now, just want to be careful here. We got a rally today. Turnaround Tuesday could maybe take us back down a little bit. Now, I'm not expecting no big sell-off, no big crash like this and all this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Right now in this time period, basically, yeah, you're going to have some pullbacks and kind of stuff, just like we had here, kind of a situation. But right now, you usually get those big pullbacks. It's going to be September, October. That area there, you got to be very careful of because that could be really, really big time pullback. But that, to me, is buying opportunity into the end of the year. Right now here, this is just a beautiful trader's market. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you now, what you want.